Close to that. Okay. We're live.
Hello, everybody. What is going on? This is your man, Olga Kwame, and we are back with the Footy Fantasy podcast. This week's episode, we're going to be talking about pretty much, we've gotten to a milestone in this season. I think we're exactly at the halfway point. Some teams might have played maybe one game more, one game less, but pretty much we're at the halfway point of this crazy season. And we're going to be talking about, who the best manager is so far, best players, dive into maybe some individual teams. And with me, I have our regular guest, Mr. Liverpool himself, man like Anfield General, man like Black Klopp. What's going on? Ola, what's going on?
Man, it's not a bright Sunday. It's a very dark Sunday. Brighton have switched off the lights again, man. We have been smashed out of the FA Cup, so I can't tell you I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling good. No way.
I know you're not feeling good. That's why I started with you. I think Brighton has off the lights where you are. It's not bright anymore.
Up NEPA. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Chudi, what's going on, man? Good to see you again, bro.
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Chudi is a United fan.
Yes, sir.
And we already have a comment. We like to see this. We do, bro. Whoever that person, the Facebook user, if you don't mind just putting your name after the comment, that way we know who you are. But yeah, we love to see this, man. This is what football is all about. My motto is anybody can chop it.
Yeah.
Everybody
like to see Man United fans ganging up on the Liverpool fan. That's what they like to see. Yeah.
You guys, you're not our worry this year. Trust me.
I'm telling you, you are not our worry. Arsenal is who we're worried about. Oh, this is John. This is one of those Arsenal fans. He's so insufferable too. He's one of them. Joanna, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the comment. I know this, and even though they got beat by Manchester City, I think Arsenal fans are still cool. I'm not sure they're worried about that. Yeah. Anyway, so let's dive into the first topic, which is which is the best manager of the season at this halfway point. I personally think there are many contenders here. A lot of people would just go ahead and go straight for the person who's at the top of the table, Arteta, which is a good shout, I believe, and for people who want to award it to him, I really don't have an issue with that. But listen, this season, when we talk about actual, just coaching, pure coaching, and the difference in the difference that has been made because of just pure coaching, we have to put people like Ten Hag up there, right? We have to put people like De Zerbi from Brighton. We have to talk about him, even though he's kind of new. Eddie Howe at Newcastle. So, Chudi, I'm going to start with you. Looking through the league, who's your best manager so far this season at this halfway point?
So the first thing will probably just easily go to ETH, Ten Hag. But if I'm being very, very objective, it's between Ten Hag for me and Eddie Howe. And Eddie Howe comes in, he nicks it for me because, one, I feel like that man is overachieving, way overachieving, more than anybody would do by the stretch of the imagination. And it's, for Manchester United, yes, Ten Hag really took us from the trenches, but still, what Eddie Howe is doing with that team, you have Dan Burn is running your left back for you.
Yeah.
This man is he has a midfield with Joe Willock and what's his name?
Longstaff.
Longstaff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have Longstaff looking like a $50 million player. I'm never going to be fooled to pay that kind of money for Longstaff. But Longstaff Joe Linton is out there manning that left wing. Like these guys are playing like men. Almiron is out there. These are average players.
Oh, don't forget about Almiron.
Oh God, these are average players.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I mean, these guys, Longstaff has no business starting in my team, but they're figuring it out. I mean, that's my coach. Not to take too much of the time. I have so many details I can give. Why and the level of consistency, how those guys never break, how they played Arsenal, how that game went, and I have so many points to make. But I don't want to take too much time. But for me, it'll be Eddie Howe.
Hola, what's
Eddie Howe. I'm sure you probably can't see the paper, but I had Eddie Howe, so I'm with you. I had him down because the main reason would be when he was at Bournemouth, people were like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know how to organize defenses," and I was thinking the same thing too. I was like, "Oh, this guy is just the pretty boy. He doesn't know how to do the dirty work." Yeah. And now look at him. Look at Newcastle. They hardly concede goals. They've turned to
they have the best.
They're the least
defense in Europe.
In Europe, 16 clean sheets for Nick Pope across all competitions. They look like prime AC Milan of the 1990s. Costa Cota, Baldini. Like these are the legendaries. It's incredible. Like, how did he do that? Like, and Chudi said that it's not like, okay, they have money, but they've not gone to buy world-class stars. And then the fact that he has actually improved the average players in the team. And there's this work ethic. Now, it's not even just about the league form, because I know some people get angry when they say, oh, they give the best manager to somebody who didn't win the league, a.k.a. our Ayo. Our Ayo was vexing last season. Oh, they gave club manager of the season, he didn't win the league. But you don't have to win the league to be best manager. So even if, of course, Newcastle are not going to win the league, but this man has improved the team so much and is getting them, most likely, to a League Cup final. They've not been in the final of a cup competition in decades. Yeah. So they're probably going to meet you guys, Man United, in the final. So it's just the overall, not just the league. It's just even in the cups, they've done well. And wow, fair play to him.
I'm just going to make a quick
best manager so far.
Yeah, I'm going to make a quick point before there's some comments coming in. But before I get to comments, I just also want to talk about how, yes, we can talk about the money that has come in from Saudi Arabia, and they've spent 64 million on what's that Swedish guy?
Isak.
Yeah. They have the dancing guy on the left wing, number 10, Saint Maximin.
Saint Maximin has been injured.
Even Isak was injured for like 6 weeks.
Isak too. Let's not get carried away.
Isak too has been injured the whole season. So Eddie Howe has literally had to work with just. I mean, I don't want to be insulting and call them ordinary players, but they are ordinary players. These are not
Chris Wood.
Exact Chris Wood. These are Callum Wilson, bro. These are not superstar signings. These are not signings that came because of the big money, right? That came to Newcastle. These are signings that I think Newcastle will probably have made anyway, just during the course of regular transfer business. Dan Burn came from Brighton. Look at him, right? Now, the guy that they got from the French league, was it Lille?
Shaw. No, sorry, Botman.
Center back.
Botman. Yeah, Steve Botman.
Exactly, Sven Botman. Sven Botman. That guy is a solid center back with him and Cher at the back. Nick Pope. I keep talking about how Nick Pope should be England's number 1 goalkeeper.
Yep.
Right. Yep. And Kieran Trippier, like these guys are actually. Go ahead.
Fabian Shaw was being benched last season. Between was it Lascelles and what's his name?
Jamal Lascelles
and Clark.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shaw was being benched last season. Yeah. Like, look at him this year. Like, I mean, my goodness.
Yeah. And so it's not even one of those things where money came in and all of a sudden they're buying some. These are players that have been in the Premier League for the most part. So we know them. Joe Linton. I was over here talking about Joe Linton should turn in his Brazilian passport. That guy is not from Brazil.
He was a flop. He was a
flop. Complete flop. Let's take some comments. Suzumabachi talks about one of many. I'm not sure what it was talking about. Maybe it was talking about one of the many managers that deserve attention this halfway point. Prince AY talking about Eddie channeling his inner Diego. Facts. Big giants at the back. Yes, Dan Burn. I mean, that guy. Yeah. So Arteta did not improve them. I'm not sure who that is. I'm guessing this is John. I mean, we're not. I mean, the point is not that Arteta did not improve, but let's remember that what Arteta is doing right now has been a 3-year project. So, I mean, this is not. I mean, of course, we're surprised. Like many people, I'm surprised at what Arsenal has been doing this season. But yeah, it doesn't even hold a candle to what Eddie Howe has done at Newcastle.
Yep.
Zumabachi, I feel like Newcastle has always had decent, like top 6 assets player wise, just never managed good enough to harness it. They did have a terrible owner, Mike Ashley. I mean, and just the jump they've made, because I think were they close to getting to the relegation zone last season?
Yeah, they've gone not last season, but I think this season they've gone down twice anyway. Under Mike Ashley, they went down twice. Within 10 years. So like it's not they've not been a top 6. They've not looked like a top 6 team at all. No.
Facebook user exactly Dan Burn was this at Brighton then? He's very good. Prince AY, Arteta wins it though. If Arsenal wins the league, both Eddie and Teta have similar story. And that's just expected of a decent manager. So that's the most special. So Zumabachi, again, all Arteta has done is fix minor stylistic and huge mentality issue. The stock was there for the Gunners, and it's been. For me, honestly, it's Brighton's manager.
Good shout.
Then again, that's what
just a
decent manager and nothing too special. Okay. But let's just talk about Arsenal and Arteta for a little bit, before we move on to the next segment. This, and I think in one of the podcasts, either the one last week or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember. The one Dada was on. We're talking about how we didn't really I didn't really care for Arteta. I didn't think it was I don't know if you guys know, but I put him maybe like a couple steps ahead of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in terms of coaching brilliance and ability. Of course, I was wrong, right? Because ain't no way Ole would be doing what Arteta is doing right now. Like, have you guys always thought this guy was actually a good coach?
For me, I thought he knew his stuff. You could tell like he knew his stuff, but it was just from the way Arsenal played and the kind of adjustments that he made and stuff like that. He knew his stuff, but at that time, I don't think he understood his players. He was asking a lot of what those players at that time, what he had could give. Aubameyang wasn't going to do all the kind of running for him. The kind of players that he had, I mean, you had an unmotivated Xhaka at that point in time. And then Ozil that was giving him so much trouble. And then all these young guys, the people were just not ready. He didn't have the kind of players I thought he needed. But you could tell that he at least had an idea of what he wanted to do. But I think implementation was a problem for him initially. That's what I saw. I didn't think he was going to do it like this, but that's not what I saw at least.
There was a point during the pandemic when Arteta he was winless in like 11 games.
Ooh.
And any manager, I don't think in regular time, with fans in the stadium and, everybody watching at the stadium, I don't think any manager survives that. And I think out of it, Arsenal fans, correct me if I'm wrong, I think out of 11 games, Arteta lost 9 and drew 2 or something like that. Some crazy stat like that.
Wild.
I know he has had bad runs, but I'm not sure if he had that.
I think so. I think it was that bad, but I'm sure Prince Ewa is watching and Joanne is watching as well. If I'm wrong, I'm sure they'll let me know. But
but for me, this leads on maybe to our next question, like biggest surprise of the season. I had Arsenal down as biggest surprise of the season because I didn't see this title challenge coming. Arteta, I thought he was decent. I wouldn't say this is Joanna. 1-1, drew 1, lost 9. So right. So he had a very bad run. So from even many Arsenal fans wanted him out. Like, so it's not you're not wrong, Oga Kwame, to say you didn't think he was a good manager, because even the Arsenal fans, a big chunk of them wanted him gone because they were like, this guy is just using us to learn. Like, why don't we go and get an experience coach? This guy is on the job training. So they were angry with him. But for me, I think also when I watched that All or Nothing documentary, there was this All or Nothing documentary on Amazon Prime where they focused on Arsenal and Arteta. I think that also shone some light on the fact that, this guy, he knows a bit of the stuff, but it felt like maybe, when somebody's copying something, it's like, okay, it's copying Pep Guardiola and it's not implementing it properly. That's the impression I got from that documentary. Okay, he has some of this stuff that maybe should make him a good manager. But no, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see this 50 points from 19 games. Wow, no, I didn't see that coming at all.
I think in the season where they went undefeated, the invincible season, I think at this point in the season they had 45 points.
Yeah,
something like that.
They drew so many games.
Like this is Prince White goes. Most people seem to forget that Arsenal is Arteta's first job. That is true. Like first job as like head coach. All the other managers had experience from elsewhere, from somewhere. Heck, Eddie was managing in the EPL prior to Newcastle. That is true. That is facts. And I think this is Joanna goes. That documentary gave me hope. Honestly, I never watched it just because.
It was interesting. There's some funny stuff in that documentary, and there's some cringe-worthy stuff. But you could see that there's something there. You could see that he had to make it. It's just that you could tell that. What impressed me the most is you mentioned how he bombed out Aubameyang, how he bombed out the indisciplined guys. Yes, it took balls to do that, and I think he got back in to do that because even in the documentary they were like, "Man, Aubameyang is the captain, he's earning so much, and you're putting him on the bench." But they backed him, and they were like, "Okay, we'll get this guy out of the club," So it's worked out for them.
And big up to the Arsenal top management because you have to back your manager in situations like that. You have to. The same way our folks at Manchester United backed Ten Hag with the whole Ronaldo situation, and even with benching Maguire, because I could have easily seen the United hierarchy talking about, bruh, that is our £80 million captain. You can't bench him. But hey, they let him do what he wanted to do. Suzuki Bachi again, Arteta was copying fully, which is why I think he struggled. I fully believe he came into that role with the intensity you see Pep showing on the sidelines. And I feel that's what caused him to lose some of his players' communication and function-wise. All right, let's move on to the next topic, which is the best player so far in the league at this halfway point. This one, I'm telling you guys right now, I don't even have an answer yet. But let's hear from you.
And I'm angry. And I'm angry that I have to say this person because it's Casemiro. Casemiro is the best player in the league. For me, yes. Well, but I know people be saying, he should be Haaland because he has scored 100 million goals. But that does not make you the best player. He's the best scorer. Haaland is the best scorer. Wow. It's annoying to me that Man United finally fixed that midfield problem. That midfield problem was always an issue. And what's even more surprising, I would have even put Casemiro as maybe like surprise of the season because people came with that impression that, this guy, all he does is just tackle, he wins the ball, he doesn't know how to play football. But man, my guy is scoring goals, he's making true passes, he's doing one-twos, he's dribbling. I watch him, I'm like, what?
He's making runs from deep.
Yeah. Like, what? How did they just get this guy? And he's fixed everything in that midfield. Energy, tackling, creativity, scoring. Look at him, scored 2 goals yesterday. I was like, man, this guy is, and you guys missed him against Arsenal for sure. Definitely, you missed him. Because he would have really helped in that midfield. Like they bossed that midfield. They probably would have still won, but it's like they really dominated that game. I don't think they would dominate that much if he was in that match. They probably would still have won anyway. But I just think he's the best player in the league. The class is just when you say a player and you say that player is top class, that's just it. You don't have to talk too much. Just you watch it and straight away this is a top class player. And it's just he has fixed that issue that you guys had in that midfield. Of course, Eriksen helps. Eriksen helps with the creativity. But Casemiro straight in, man. I just think he's the best. He's the best player in the league for me overall. I mean, I'm not talking about goals. I'm not talking about goals, and I'm talking about impact. Doing his job, influence on the team. For me, Casemiro.
All right, Judy, what do you think?
Honestly speaking, I mean, the few names, Casemiro was out there, Russia was out there, but I feel like as far as
like Russia
in the sense in the in terms of consistency, for me, is definitely Erling Haaland. Like,
Okay.
I personally feel like for a team like City that passes a lot as a number 9, an out and out number 9, you have to have an extreme amount of patience in that kind of team. Like, there are games where Haaland is playing and he doesn't touch the ball for a good 70 minutes. I have seen these things. The minute he gets that ball, boom, it happens. For a young player to have that level of patience, knows patience enough to wait, still be in the right presence of mind to be able to execute at any point in time, whether it's coming over his weaker side from his right or the left, whatever it is, whatever situation and whatnot, he still consistently keeps giving the run and patiently waiting for his moment. And that's very rare from any, because if you look at someone like Nunes when he first started, when he wasn't getting the ball from the day, he will go to the flank, he will keep trying so many things, which is commendable, but at the same time is that Haaland is a true Pep player. He plays that, look, Pep is the kind of player that, look, don't invent the wheel for me. Do exactly what I tell you. Stay exactly where you need to be. Keep staying there. I don't care if it takes 95 minutes.
Trust the process.
At some point in that, trust the process. Do not reinvent the wheel. Don't try and just leave it alone and let me take the blame if it goes to the tank or whatever.
Right.
Do it for me and keep doing it. And that is a Pep type of player. And I don't know if you heard, there was an interview, I think Henri actually mentioned it.
Yeah.
I looked at
that
it was like you guys need to understand that what this man is showing at such a young age and what he's doing, his technical ability, being able to just be calm, be patient, have that presence of mind and wait for that thing. Like he says that he can see this man having 50 goals by the end of the season in all competitions. And as crazy as it sounds, I never thought I'd say this, but it's not far-fetched.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not far-fetched at all.
He's on 25 already.
He's on 25 already, yeah.
Point. It's not far-fetched. And so, I mean, honestly speaking, if I'm going based on that as far as the best player and consistency and everything, it has to be Haaland.
Okay. And because an award like this, it's an individual thing, right? So it's hard to argue against Haaland. But Trudy, the question I want to ask you is, if you were a City fan, would you, because let's look at what Manchester City is looking like now versus what they looked like last year, 2 years ago, especially that season when they went toe-to-toe with Liverpool and won by one. That was last season, right?
Yeah.
1 by 1
goal
point.
Difference?
Thanks for reminding me.
Was it 1 point or goal difference?
It was 1 point.
I thought it was
1 point.
Was it 1 point? Okay,
so in that Manchester City, I believe personally that was a more well-oiled machine than this version of Manchester City. And the question now comes, yes, Haaland is doing Haaland things, right? The man might end up with 50 goals this season. But at the end of the day, is it a net negative for Manchester City? Because I feel like the goals have dried up elsewhere. I used to see Gundogan coming from the midfield and popping goals. Bernardo Silva used to get goals literally from all over the field, right? Now it is so. Now Haaland is such a monstrous, such a monstrous personality in that team that the man wakes up and dreams of goals. Like he doesn't. I remember one interview he gave and it was like, "Oh yeah, it's been 3 days since I scored." Now I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? It's been 3 days since you scored. Like, get out of here. So, but at the end of the day, would City fans take that or take the City they had 2-3 years ago where goals were coming from everywhere and the machine was much well oiled than it's looking like now?
I think I agree with that. I agree with your point as far as like last season, but the other players now, like, I don't think City fans are going to look at it as a down thing in the sense that, why am I complaining? The goals are still coming. At the end of the day, how many goals have we scored this season versus last time where we are right now? And the goals are still coming. One, yes, it's coming from just one source versus all the other people. But are you looking at the other players and seeing how they're playing in terms of the bench is still coming out doing what they're doing? And yes, they have some slow days, which is very normal for them.
Right.
Like it's very normal. They have their slow times and whatnot, but I don't think it's a net. I personally don't think it's a net negative. It's just pretty much it has been transferred to another source. This is where it's going to be coming from. The other players can actually even focus on their niches and just stick to what works for them and just fuel the sauce that's coming there. Fuel it until it runs down, and that's how I see it. I actually think it's just balanced out for them.
And we can also argue that we wouldn't be having this whole negative conversation had Arsenal not been doing what they're doing right now. Right? If it were just like a normal season where everybody's performing normally as expected, we probably wouldn't be having that.
I like the fact they use the word normally because Arsenal is not normal.
Arsenal is not normal. No, Arsenal is not normal. No, if things were normal, Arsenal would have lost it mentally right now. They would have broken.
I don't want to go over to. Can I just talk just a little bit about Arsenal? Just
go ahead.
And I'll say one thing is that, like, I think I've been talking to a lot of my Arsenal friends, and I came to them. I'm like, you know what? I take my hat off because I don't like Arsenal. I hate Arsenal, and I have to call a spade a spade. But when you've tried to pick holes in so many things from when Jesus got injured and Nketiah just came from nowhere. Eddie freaking Nketiah.
Eddie Nketiah, bro.
Out here playing like God knows what. Then this happens and then they're just moving. Like there's no gaps. There's no momentum. I figured at this point in time, something will catch on to them. They are still playing their consistent game, still holding on, doing their thing. And you can see a lot of even that pep mentality too, like in the terms of when they always insist to pass out the back. Even when there's so much pressure. I think all in all, other than the City game a few days ago, Manchester United were the only ones that came close to disrupting their passing out of the back. We're the only ones that pressed them all season. Nobody else could have been able to do it. And even when we disrupted it, I think the first disruption, I think was it Partey or somebody who lost the ball and Rasha scored the goal.
Yeah.
Rasha scored that first goal. And they still went back to what they were doing. They did not stop it. They did not try any long balls or any switching plays. They went back to it, kept going with it, and playing with that confidence and that gusto that, you know what, something is going to come. Just give it time. And I cannot pick holes in that team. I really can't. I've tried. Trust me, I've tried.
Let me take comments really quickly. This is Joanne who says Odegaard is the best player. I have something to say about that, actually. So Zumabachi, we have to learn how best for him to motivate and build bridges with players. I think he's talking about Arteta. F. Maguire. Arteta copying. That man is a graduate of La Masia Academy, played under Moyes for 10 years, under Wenger for 5, studied under Pep for 3. Pep even admitted that sometimes some things he learned from Arteta. Prince Edward, you see how we play, even though it's like City, so different and better than City. Prince Edward. Prince
Edward is mounted. Let's
be careful.
Prince Edward, they fear God now. Let's fear God. Okay. The fight for me: Haaland, Rashford, Tony, Casemiro. Okay. Ivan Tony.
I wanted to just say something to the.
Oh, okay, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's just.
Let me finish with the comments. There's like 5 more. Just one
second.
Still
on. Okay, sorry.
1 second. Yeah. So about you, a great choke, pure cold-blooded striker's instinct, insane for somebody so young. Absolutely insane. Absolutely. With Chudi. But the problem about Haaland is that he needs service, no service, and he looks ordinary. I mean, you can say that for any striker.
Yeah.
It's easier to play City now than last season. See how we played them on Friday. I think this is Johanna talking. We have a new Arteta in our coaching crew now. He is a beast at 25 years. I don't know who that is.
Probably Odegaard. I think he's talking about Odegaard.
Okay. Yeah. Ola, you were going to say something.
No.
Yeah, well, it's in relation to these points about Ireland and your question, just to quickly answer that part. Well, you know me. I'm always on the side of the striker. If you're scoring your goals, you're doing your job. So that's why I was always on Ronaldo's side when Ronaldo was banging in 25 goals. I was like, man, that guy is doing his job. Don't tell me that a striker scoring goals is making your team worse. So there are nuances to this. If you're saying maybe Man City have regressed a bit, they sold Raheem Sterling and they sold Gabriel Jesus.
Yes.
So these are also sources of goals that have gone out the team.
True.
And they put Jack Grealish, who is playing there now. Jack Grealish doesn't score 10 goals a season.
He's not
Jack Grealish is all about the lovely calves and the dribbles and winning fouls.
And the short socks.
And the short stocks. So he's not going to score you goals. They have Alvarez, who is good, but Alvarez went off to the World Cup. And I think since he came back, they're trying to bed him in back slowly. So the fact that, okay, maybe Man City have regressed slightly, it's not due to because, Haaland is scoring a lot of goals, they've regressed. It's just because they're also a bit in transition. Because Pep is trying to move a bit away from, your man wants to win the Champions League. And he's discovered that if he wants to win the Champions League, all that first nine,
it ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work all the time. It might work maybe 80% of the time, but it gets to a stage where it doesn't work. So it's transitioning from the fact that first nine, tiki-taka, pass. It's not gonna work all the time, especially at the top level. He wants to win the Champions League, go and get a cold-blooded killer like Haaland. So if they've regressed a bit, it's not just because because everything's going through Haaland now. They're also in transition. It's just they're handling their transition better than Liverpool because we are also in transition, but we've messed it up big time. And I'm going to rant about Liverpool later. So let me save that for later.
You guys are in what transition?
Transition to mid-table mediocrity. That's where we are.
Okay. I just wanted clarity. Thank you. Carry on.
But for me, just to close out this part of the of our conversation, I think my best player halfway point is Odegaard. It has to be Odegaard. And I remember before the World Cup, we were talking about. I think it was mostly Arsenal fans that were talking about, who has had the most impact on the team? Is it Partey or is it Gabriel Jesus? I think it's Odegaard. I think it's because that man's. I remember when we played against them. Yes, we were able to press Thomas Partey into at least one mistake. Shaka is also not the most press resistant, but every single time Odegaard was pressed, this man managed to play out of the press and comfortably so. Like, if he was not winning a foul, he's finding Zinchenko out on the left. If he's not finding Zinchenko, that is why you can look at Nketiah and believe he's a footballer. That's why. It is because of Odegaard. So I just think you remove him from that team and it's peak for them. Prince White goes, Ola, you're right. There are nuances to the present day City. They sold two of the technical players plus Sterling. I think he's talking about Zinchenko and who? Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
And then Raheem Sterling. Odegaard has been a revelation for Arsenal on par with Eriksen for United. It might even be above par on that front. All right. Biggest surprise of the season, positive surprise. And in addition to that, the most disappointing team this season. Since Ola kind of like teed it up for us, take it away, bro.
Arsenal.
It doesn't matter how you want to, tackle the two top. You can start with disappointing first.
I'll keep it short because I probably answered this previously earlier in the podcast. Arsenal, biggest surprise, obviously. Nobody saw this title challenge coming. 50 points from 19 games. Now, if they keep this up, they hit 100 points at the end of 38 games.
Yep.
If they do, but even so far, they're the biggest surprise for me. Most disappointing, you probably expecting me to say Liverpool, but I'm going with Chelsea. They've spent $555 million. That $500 million this season. $500 million they've spent.
How many players have they signed? 15 or 16 or something like that?
They've signed 2 squads this season. 2 squads of players. That's what they signed. They're rivaling Nottingham Forest. They're like, Nottingham Forest, hold my beer. We're going to buy 2 squads. You want to buy 2 squads? We'll buy 3 squads. And they're 10th place. They're out of the 2 cups, I think. They're still in Champions League.
They're out of Champions League.
Domestic cups. They're 10th on the table, and they've spent that much money. They're definitely the most disappointing. You would have thought that, they'll probably be at least challenging for top 4, but they're so far away, man. Like Liverpool are terrible, but they are worse, So Chelsea for me, most disappointing team of the season. They've gone this scattergun approach where Todd Bowley is just throwing money at every warm body out there, any breathing body that's wearing boots and wearing a kit, a football kit. So Bowley will be like, I want to spend some money. Here we go. Phew, just throw the money at them. It's crazy. So for me, Chelsea, most disappointing. Biggest surprise, Arsenal.
Chidi, go ahead.
So for me, he's already talked about Arsenal, but for me today, I'm still sticking with Newcastle. That's my biggest surprise, and
Okay.
I'll keep saying it. Again, Newcastle has no business being where they are this at this point of the season. No business whatsoever. Nobody can tell me anything otherwise. Like, it doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense to me. I watch them every time, and I still don't know how they're where they are today. Um, Biggest disappointment for me between two teams is the Merseyside clan, which is Liverpool and Everton, for me, honestly. And for one, Everton, I don't know where to start. I don't feel they should be at the bottom of the league, considering the team that they had. They did not spend money and they lost some players, but it's also bad management for the owner from the owners. But they shouldn't be at the bottom of the league where they are and struggling with South. They shouldn't be there. For Liverpool, at first I thought, my thinking initially was fatigue. They had done so much. They came so close to winning the title the season before. It was just too much. They did not freshen the squad at all during the summer. I mean, I think there was just one buy or something. I don't even know if they did. And
Yeah.
Nunes, sorry, and one other player, and the Fabio Carvalho, the Carvalho kid that's not even playing, and another one. Like, they didn't really refresh a squad that went that far. Gakpo didn't come till January. We're talking about summer.
January. Okay.
After we shouted, after the fans were like, "Are you not going to buy anybody?"
Yeah. So there was not. So initially I credited it to fatigue, which played a factor. But at the same time, it's like right now, it's like the team just seems like they don't have even any belief in themselves. Just the way they play, like, they're not in sync. And that's one thing that used to be big about them. They used to play that football where is that you would never see their fullbacks as isolated as much. That's why people will be saying, "Oh, TA is this, TA is." I'm like, no. I said it from the past. Like, TA is not a proper defender, but that man has control and he has a delivery out of this world. But he's not a proper defender if he's isolated. But at the same time, it's that you don't see that because Salah is going to track all the way back. Everybody's playing as a unit. Everyone keeps playing as a unit, but it's totally different. They look at the game against Brighton today, and they're just so disjointed. It's so disappointing. I am not complaining because Liverpool fans, God knows the kind of wings these people have grown for the past 2-3 years, and I needed
3 years, more like 5.
I needed this personal humbling experience. I needed it. I actually needed it. So I'm not complaining. It needed to happen because there were a lot of things that were said, and this needed to happen. So personally, I don't want them to even be top 10. They're definitely not making top 4.
We don't want to be top 10 either. We don't want to play Conference League.
Top 10. I don't want them to be top 10. I want it to go. Let's it get there. I want a little bit more humiliation, just a little more. It will satisfy me. Yeah, it needs to happen. That's
honestly, for me, my biggest surprise has to be Arsenal because and I'm looking at the way last season ended. The way Arsenal spectacularly capitulated at the end of last season. In my head, they were not going to do anything serious the following season, just because again it was like clockwork. You were always you could always bank on Arsenal losing it at some point. Yeah. So the fact that this season they're going at the very least, if things go really, really bad for the rest of the season for Arsenal, they will finish second at worst. That is enough of an humbling for me, just based on the expectation I had when the season started. Biggest disappointment, talking about Merseyside, Everton, I'm not disappointed about Everton with Everton. This is why. Let me tell you why. When you have Frank Lampard as a coach, right? When you have man like Lamppost as a coach, right? What do you expect? Trudy, these guys escaped relegation by the skin of their teeth last season. And guess what? See, look, right. If you hire a driver to drive your car, right? You're in the back seat. This guy is driving your car so erratically, you escape running into an 18-wheeler by this much, and then you keep the driver to keep driving you, it's your fault when the car crashes. It's your fault.
Just one thing all about. Remember, and again, I'm not giving any credit to Lampard. I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm saying that he did come in January, took over from Rafa Martinez, and this was a team that was on a proper downward trajectory.
Yes,
I think they lost Richarlison
that
window, and then they didn't bring him in till the end of the month, so he didn't have a window. So he took that team that was already on a downward spiral and tried to see what they could do to keep them in the league for the rest of the season.
From 16 to 16, Trudy. He took them from 16 to 16. That's what he took them last season.
I hear you.
This season he's taking them to 19th.
I know. I'm putting context to what.
I understand.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I hear you. Sorry. But me, I like to look at history, right? The same thing with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We brought him to Manchester United, and what record did he have before coming to Manchester United? He relegated Cardiff City. Okay. Like Cardiff City, look, I don't understand when Welsh people speak English, but I understood the fan when they were talking about how crap Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was as a coach, right? And then we bring him to Manchester United. What did we expect? We deserve whatever we got with Ole. Same thing. Did Everton not watch the kind of football Frank Lampard was playing at Chelsea? Did they not observe where he left them at the table before they fired him? So now we bring him to Everton, and he nearly gets them relegated. And then the board sits down and they're like, keep him. Right. So I'm look, that one I'm not. And now guess what? They've sold Anthony Gordon to Newcastle. Listen, these guys, if they don't get relegated this season, I'll be shocked. Anyway.
Van Dijk could save them.
And on the biggest disappointment, I mean, I want to say Liverpool, but I'm not disappointed with Liverpool's demise because I'm happy. But biggest disappointment, Leicester City. Let's talk about how Brendan Rodgers still has a job. How, please? How is it? And look, I understand that they didn't bring in players, and that's not an excuse. That's an excuse. I'm really shocked at the kind of football Leicester City are playing this season and where they are on the table. Let's take some quick comments. As a United fan, as a United supporter, the biggest surprise has been how much Erik ten Hag has been able to improve Fred. I always knew he would, but it's just night and day for me. Hey, look, Pastor Fred, bro. Pastor Fred. Joanna goes Newcastle and Everton for me. Prince AY, it's true that I actually think Newcastle is the surprise of the season. I've seen us win the league before, so it's not new. Oh, please.
20 years ago.
Prince AY, listen, I want to know Prince AY's age, because if you're telling me that I've seen Arsenal win the league before, bruv, you were probably in diapers, fam. When Arsenal won the league. Y'all talk about Arsenal like we're Southampton. Show some respect. LOL, good vibes. Prince AY, I think Prince AY lives in Canada. Let me just say this right now for the world to hear. If Arsenal does not win the league, bro, I'm buying a ticket and I'm coming to troll you in
personally, face
to face, my brother. It's not far, bro. I will come. Liverpool injuries played a role. Luis Diaz, yeah. True. Oh, this is my brother. Judy, you said it all about Liverpool. They've been insufferable in recent years. I like where they are.
There is God, though. There is God.
Let me just tell you right now, if you didn't know, some haters are here for you.
I know.
I swear it will be 10 years from now, and Ole will be on a cross somewhere collecting knives in his chest from Olga. Hey, look, listen. I will not forgive Manchester United for what they did by bringing Ole to my club. That's all. West Ham has been a disappointment. That is true. That is a good shout. That is a good shout. Yes, West Ham has been dead. Listen, when I told you guys David Moyes, water will find its level. When he was doing well last season, I remember fans were talking about, and you guys kicked him out of Manchester United. Look, what now?
We needed to kick him out.
Walter needs to find his level. Sorry. I was in the university when we won the league, though. We're not that bad. Some people did 30 years.
30 years. So doing 20 years is not a badge of honor. 20 years is so long. Some people are coming to this world and they've never seen Arsenal win the league. 20 years. Some people are like in university now. Like what?
I beg you, top 4 remains the goal. No. I'm not accepting that.
No mind them.
I'm not accepting that. Not with all the mouths you have been making. Get out of here, bro. Shots fired. Okay. Is this one very quickly? And is there anything? I'm not sure what Ayo was talking about when he put this question on the agenda. My best guess is that is there any team currently outside of the top 4 that will break in?
Yeah.
What do you think? Me personally, let me just start. Me personally, I think Liverpool still finishes 3rd this season. Go ahead.
Are you trolling me? I bet.
No.
Are you whining me?
I don't whine you.
You're being funny, bro.
You're whining me, please.
No.
Are you dreaming?
Put
Even Liverpool fans.
If you have that kind of balls, put money on that thing. Liverpool go win.
No. I'm not going to put money on Liverpool. No. I'm not going to put money on Liverpool.
Please stop whining me.
Okay, all right, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Spurs. The answer to my question, the question is Spurs. I think Spurs are out because I looked at the table and there are 3 points off 4th place. Mm-hmm. Now that's if Antonio Conte stops whining and gets down to business, because Antonio Conte is in that mood now where he's just whining and whining. Oh, they are not spending money. Oh gosh, these people, they promised me this, they promised me. And look at how much they've spent. And it's not like they've even sold any of their top players, and it's still whining. So if he gets down to business and just focuses on his job, I think they can still break into the top 4. But I think at the moment, I think he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there.
At whose expense, though?
Newcastle, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because Newcastle are not scoring goals. Now, we've praised Newcastle. They've kept a lot of clean sheets. But in the past 4 games in the league, they've scored only 1 goal. And that's not good enough.
They're getting their 3 points.
No, they scored only 1 goal. That means they've drawn 3 other games. They've been drawing 0-0-0-0. And so it's not like they've been getting 3 points.
Okay.
They scored only 1 goal in 4 games. So they've drawn the other 3 games. So like the goals, and this guy coming back might help them. Saint Maximin is back from injury. Isak is back from injury. That might help them. But I think if Spurs really get their act together, Spurs should be able to overtake them. But it depends on Conte. It depends on if Conte's head is still there, because your mind, it seems like he's mentally checked out. It's just like, I don't want anything to do with this team anymore. I beg, I'm just gone next season. So
so Ola, your answer is Spurs. And at the expense of Newcastle.
Not Liverpool.
Right? Come
on. What are you talking about? Liverpool. You're not serious, man. You're not serious. Liverpool.
Hey, look. Judy, what you think?
Man, I almost want to say it stays like this. In my own opinion. I don't think I'm almost a believer in this I can't see any team that breaks that defense down, right? I understand the whole scoring aspect of it, this, but Spurs, for me, I'm looking at the people that can come in. Spurs, I do not think they just that same them always conceding first in every single game and doing comebacks. I don't know how long that's going to last for the rest of the season. They're always starting slow, and it's. I don't know how long that's going to last. The only other 2 teams, or maybe 3. No, Brentford can't do it. No chance. But Brighton might make some last minute noise. They're not going to make top 4. Let's not get carried away. They're not going to make top 4, but I think like the ones that are going to, they're going to. I think they will be in that. I think they're not far off from where they'll finish right now. Okay, but I think.
So you think the top 4 is set, pretty much?
I think that's what this is where it stays.
Yeah. I like I said, I think Liverpool breaks into 3rd place. They're going to shift Newcastle down. Newcastle shift down to like maybe 5th or 6th, and United will finish 4th.
This is the best joke I've heard all day. Thanks for brightening my day.
Let me just in 30 seconds. Let me just explain to you why. Because I think, and you might call me naive, but I think Klopp is that good of a coach. Like this, I think. Look, last season I was saying Klopp is one of the top 3 coaches in the world. Ain't no way a coach like that will just let his team go the whole season forgetting how to play football. They will remember and they'll come back to finish, I think, in the top 3.
I get you.
United will push down to 4th. Newcastle pushes out of the top. Spurs is not making it. I don't think Spurs makes it.
This Liverpool's problem is spiritual. You will need to understand this thing. It's not a coaching thing.
Spiritual. It is.
When I think I can't put my finger on this thing, it's a spiritual.
It is, Judy.
Man said we need to fast and pray.
I made a post in the Facebook group. I said I was praying in church today, but man, this one it's flogging. You know all those kind of churches that you go to and they flog the demons out of it. It's true. It's spiritual.
But Ola, did you go to the mountain to pray? You go to the mountain. You need to go to the mountain.
That's what I need to do next. That's what I need to do. I need to go to the mountain next.
Let me take comment. I think it's Joannu top 4 is the aim. Arsenal fans, I don't want to hear it. No. You know what? I'm removing this comment. Hell no. No.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Please. Zaza, big up Bucci, says Liverpool is the biggest disappointment. One said Kwame is trolling. I'm not. I'm really not trolling. Prince AY top 4 is set already. Okay, so I guess Prince AY and Chudi agree on this. Joannu goes Spurs. Danjuma might be a real joker. Richarlison is a disaster.
No, don't disrespect Danjuma.
I think. Listen,
don't
I remember.
Disrespect Danjuma.
Don't disrespect him because I know what Danjuma did to Aaron Wan-Bissaka when we played Villarreal.
Bro, I know.
Yeah, I still have PTSD from that game.
It's not disrespecting him. He's saying Danjuma will be an impact.
He said might be a real.
He said might be a real joker.
Yeah, joker that he will do something.
Oh, you mean the joker card?
Yeah, joker card.
Okay. Joannu, come back and clarify this comment. That way we can understand because I'm not sure. Richarlison being a disaster? I don't think so. I think it's just Conte. I think it's Conte ball. Conte ball is just devilish. Mm-hmm. Conte ball is depressed. Like Conte learned his football from Lucifer. Big man, I'm telling you, bro. Did Conte not know about Daniel Levy before coming to Tottenham? God.
Richarlison is just it's just whenever he might pop out one time and just give you those 3 silly games where you do not see it coming. So Richarlison is just like it's a flip of a coin. You never know when he's going to show up. So is that that's I mean
Did Conte not know about Daniel Levy before coming to Tottenham? Well, Spurs fan will tell you that Levy has the way of smooth talking managers into believing that they'll get whatever resources they need, and then it just doesn't. He just doesn't deliver.
Hello, Gakwa. Let me just talk about the thing about Daniel Levy. But if someone could help me understand whether is he holding someone in Harry Kane's family hostage, or is he just someone needs to help me understand this because I don't understand it anymore. You signed a contract at the peak, at the prime of your career for 6 years. Your peers, Rashford and them, they're making 300. God knows ungodly figures, Sterling and them. You signed 200K for 6 years.
This is the thing. Whoever Hurricane's lawyer is, they need to sue that person. And I hear.
It's not the lawyer. No.
And I hear. No.
Why is it the lawyer? The one is talking about that he's contemplating signing again.
No. The thing is, Judy. I forgive this players because all they know is football, right? They don't know the business side of things. They don't know transactional/commercial things, right? And that's why you usually hire, a consulting firm or whatever to represent you. Whoever that firm is, and I think it's his brother that's his agent.
No wonder.
They need to do a DNA test. I don't think that's his real brother.
You can't sell that theory twice. He did that for the 6-year contract. Now, this time, 1 more year to the contract. The man is talking about, let's see what they have to offer.
It's a love. He loves Spurs. It's love. Don't underestimate romance.
I'm telling you, he loves it.
Romance.
I'm telling you, they are either holding that man hostage or they have intel on him.
They have nudes. I think Levy has
one or the other.
Levy has Harry Kane's nudes, maybe even his wife's nudes too. Maybe
that's the only explanation. That's my only logic now.
Conte is out of the job. He wants his P45. Yeah, man wants that pink clip.
He wants out.
Yeah, I think top 4 is set unless something catastrophic happens, like Arsenal tanking. No team is actually pushing for it. As much as Spurs would need a new manager bounce for that to happen. I think Brighton will surprise us. Not by entering top 4 though. I don't think they get into top 4. Please bring this Chudi next time. Man, so level-headed, unlike that guy from 2 weeks ago. I know who he's talking about.
I know who he's talking about.
I know who he's talking about.
Arsenal don't have it. I've not had any wow results. Arsenal have not had any wow results.
When
I know the guy is talking about.
When our brother said Manchester United was going to win the league, I wanted to exit this podcast. I wanted to cancel everything.
That guy was too much.
Oh, God.
I think goes Newcastle finishes top 4 this season, in my opinion. All right. Left my house of Allah convene the elders then.
Spiritual problem.
Used to the mountain with the elders. Yes, the special guy. So I think I forgot what it's about. But the yes to the mountain with the elders. Expressions Uzin describes Conte ball as fossil football. Yeah, I've heard that. Hurricane is not motivated, guys. He is satisfied. Maybe I think
even if it's for money. I don't go for money. You tell me Hurricane cannot go anywhere and double his wages right now?
It's love. He loves Spurs. It's romance.
Explain it to me. Even if he says that, you know what, he's satisfied, go and make money.
Yeah.
Double your money. There's no club that will not double his wages at 31.
I don't know. But look, this that's why I'm saying exactly what I said. This is what you get when your brother is your agent.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's jazz. Jazz. Somebody has intel on him. They have intel on him.
All right, let's make this side quick. This is our second to last segment. Your team's best player. Ola, I'm going to start with you.
Of course. Who else could it be? Darwin Nunes, best player for Liverpool this season. Laugh if you want, but that guy is
you're serious?
Yeah. Okay. He's our most dangerous player. He's the guy that when you don't have him in that attack, look at when he came on today, our attack.
You don't think Harvey Elliott?
Harvey Elliott.
That's a good call. That's a good call, actually.
Harvey Elliott has been good, but he has been a problem. So, like when you guys were talking about, Trudy was talking about Trent. I'm going to give you because, of course, maybe because you guys you don't want Liverpool all the time, so we will know our problems better. Sure. So sometimes when I talk about other teams' problems, I'm always cognizant of the fact that you guys watch your team more, so you know your problems better. So when Trudy was talking about Trent not having cover, that was one of the problems this season. We were playing Harvey Elliott as a number 8 to come and cover for Trent, and before Trent's deficiencies were masked by the fact that Henderson will come there and defend with him.
Yes.
Harvey Elliott is a 19-year-old boy. He doesn't have the energy, doesn't have the tactical now to go and be dropping back. And so basically Trent was getting exposed a lot because Harvey Elliott was playing that position.
And at that age, he doesn't understand space.
But the guy has scored 5 goals this season. He has done very well. For his age, he has done well. But I don't think Klopp has helped him by playing him in that position. And now that's why Klopp is now not playing him there. Klopp is now playing him on the left wing. Because he knows that if you play him in that position, he cannot cover for Trent and will get exposed. Yeah. And that's one of the problems this season. That's why I keep crying about midfield. You United fans, you guys understand this thing.
I know. Trust me, I know.
You were crying about midfield for so long, and that's why we Liverpool fans, all of us have been crying for midfield cover. Please buy us a midfielder because
Fabinho, in the last 4 years, how many midfielders have you guys bought? It's like one or something.
Thiago. The only midfielder we have bought in 4 years is Thiago. And Thiago also has injury problems.
Navigator has been for 4 years.
Navigator was before that.
It was Navigator of 2017. 2017 Navigator. Yeah. So since 2018, 19, it's just been Thiago. We've not refreshed the midfield. Fabinho, my guy, is finished. His legs are gone. Today, he should have gotten a red card. I don't know if you saw the match today. He should have gotten a red card.
That should have been a red.
That was a straight red.
That should have been a red.
Because he's off the pace.
Yeah.
He's off the pace. Henderson, his legs are gone. Fabinho, legs are gone. Keita is out of the ball.
How old is Fabinho?
Fabinho will be 30 this season. 30 this year.
And his legs are gone already?
Yeah, because he has done the running of 8 years in 4 years. When you are playing the club midfield, you run like hell. That's why.
Fabinho's game is not about his running, though. He's more positional.
He has to cover ground. No, he has to cover ground because he has to cover ground.
You have to cover ground, yeah.
Yeah, he's not running up front.
He's not running up front. He's running as much as Henderson is running.
Sorry?
He's not running as much as Henderson. I'm
talking Henderson about
runs more positional.
Henderson runs like horizontally. Fabinho runs vertically. He's covering left and right because he plays as a 6. So anyway, long story short, why I said Nunes.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm not really trolling. But also I'm trolling a bit. But why I said Nunes, it's apart from the goals. He has missed a lot of chances, but that guy, he gives our attack a new dimension. Because this season, the reason why we've struggled for goals, Jota and Diaz have been injured like 90% of the season. Yeah. Like basically, Diaz has not even played this season. Yeah. Jota, okay, I think Jota has not played this season. I think Diaz has played maybe a few games and got injured, and then came back and got injured again before he could even play. So Nunes, because Salah has scored 17 goals. Salah has been all right.
This season?
Yeah. Salah has 17 goals. Yeah.
It doesn't appear so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he has 17 goals in all competitions. He has 17 goals this season. Okay. But the problem is in the league, he has not scored a lot of goals in the league. But he's the top scorer in the Champions League. People don't know this. Salah is top scorer in Champions League this season. Yeah, but Nunes, what Nunes has brought is he has brought that unpredictability. Like he's missing chances, but he's getting in there, he's stretching play.
Yeah.
Of course, technically, he's not the easiest to look at because you guys will laugh at his leg overs and step overs. But that guy brings something to the team. And when he's been injured, and that's why he has not been playing regularly.
Are we going to address his finishing or maybe?
I mentioned it. I said he misses chances. That's what I mean. He misses chances.
I didn't hear it. Sorry, I thought I missed that.
He misses chances, but that will come. It's because he's eager. Look, that boy is too eager. He wants to impress. That's why you can see when he settles down, he'll score more goals. He has 10 goals this season. He has 10 goals. How many goals does your Man United, apart from Rashford, who has 10 goals in your team?
Zero. I hear that. And I mean, look, I troll. You know me and Ayo, we are the biggest number one Nunes trollers. You know, man is looking like Indomie noodles over here. But I mean, asking you, it's easy to say, oh, Salah is the best player because he scored 17 goals. I don't think he is, just because of there's just a noticeable drop in Salah's performance level.
It's been off the ball,
even though the goals are still there. So it's like asking somebody to pick the best in a Liverpool team is
they've been terrible. All of them are terrible.
So, okay, I can't pick any of the midfielders. Go ahead.
I can give props to Thiago because Thiago has been more consistent out of all our midfielders. Yeah. All of them have been terrible. Thiago has been above average, and actually he's done well. He's done well this season. Yeah. But Liverpool are so crap now. It's difficult to pick who has been really
good. With Nunes, the finishing thing, you can coach that. You can that's something you just got to.
Klopp mentioned it. Klopp was saying that when he got Lewandowski, that Lewandowski was like this. It was even worse than Nunes with finishing. No, but then people be like, "Oh, you did not buy Lewandowski for 80 million, so why?"
That Pep talk. Let's not get carried away.
No, I'm sure it was. Lewandowski was not a good finisher when he started. Lewandowski was not a good finisher at the beginning. He had to learn how to finish. People don't know that, but Lewandowski didn't come into his prime until like when he was 23, 24 years old. That's when he started improving. Not everybody hits the ground running. People think because if Haaland is just Haaland. But not everybody is going to be like Haaland. Even Drogba, when Drogba first came to the Premier League, he was not a great finisher. People were laughing at him like they were laughing at Nunes. I remember when Drogba first came in 2004, people were like, "Oh, this guy is terrible. His first touch is terrible," you know. Right, and then he started improving his finishing. It takes time for some people. Now, I'm not saying Nunes is going to be like Drogba. I'm not saying that. Yeah. I'm just saying
no. We're not. Yeah, we hear you.
Let's give him time.
Trudy, who's the best player at United for you this season so far?
I would typically go with Casemiro, but in the sense of motivation and what I've been seeing so far, I'm giving it to Russia. Russia is what is giving me joy right now in my life. I mean, yes, it hasn't been as consistent as Casemiro, but as far as the level of confidence, like I feel like he's coming into his own self now. Like this, like he's starting to believe all the hype that we've been hyping him. After, he had this little spurt back in the youth days there where he was coming out and doing his thing, but then he now went into a very crazy drought for like 1 or 2 seasons, and now it's like there's a lot more confidence coming in where he's not just running down the line. Like this guy is confidently ready to beat 2 or 3 players on his own, do what he needs to do. And then when you see his celebration, it's almost like, I know this. Like you see the goal that he scored against Reading the other day, and he was almost like doing like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like he's getting that dirty Mbappe confidence, and I love it.
Yeah.
I pray to God it's not because of these 1 year last year on contract.
And that's what I was about to say.
God will punish him.
That's what I was about to say.
I pray to God this is not the case. Because that has put a lot of fear in me, but I'm just going to trust it for what it is. I just appreciate it. I pray to God that's not the situation. But let's leave it alone. That's my okay.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm not ready to jump on the Rashford hype yet. I see. No, I'm not. I look the way I see Rashford. I acknowledge what he's doing, and I say, well done to him. The man is feeding people off the field, and he is also eating on the field. So big up to him, and I acknowledge it. Again, I'm looking at that 1 year contract, and I'm hoping after the contract gets renewed, we continue to see what Marcus Rashford is doing. My best player, I would have to say Licha Martinez. I'm sorry, it just has to be. I mean, Casemiro, yes, but Casemiro and Licha Martinez, like you talk about cement, those two. Anyway, let's take some comments. Suzumu Bachi, Kane is past the mark. I hope United doesn't waste on him. I agree on that one. No, I don't. I agree on hoping United doesn't waste on him. I don't want Harry Kane.
Wait, why?
He'd have less of an impact than
Let's address that point. Why? You would not pay for Kane today?
I don't want this Harry Kane. I wanted Harry Kane of 3 years ago, right?
Even
I wanted the Harry.
Today.
No. But Chudi, the boy is 31 years old, right? The man is 31 years old. We're going to spend 80 million or 100 million on him, right? Yes. And we're going to get at best 1 or 2 good seasons out of him.
We just need 2 seasons. Same thing with Van Persie. We just need that.
But guess what? Van Persie
Kane is what is stopping us right now. Kane is just that next step to win this league. Literally, if we get Kane, a healthy Kane for the whole season, with that IQ on our team up front.
I want if you're talking 2 years ago, I'll take that. Not now. We can have this argument offline, but I don't want the podcast to go too long. I hear you. Look, Judy, let me tell you something. Look, brother, I hear you. I hear everything you're saying. I just think it's going to be the value you get, the utility of Harry Kane versus what you have to pay Daniel Levy for.
We just paid 100 million for Anthony.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Anthony is this. This is Anthony right here. That's Anthony, bro.
The chair. The chair.
But it's just like no. So anyway, we're not. Let's. I hear you. Let me. I agree with Suzumu Batch, and he would compare. Is he gonna have the same Robin Van Persie impact? I don't think so. 266 goals are allowed for nothing. It's sad. Even Yaya Sadago as well.
Shots fired.
Yo, you say why he's on smoke. Salah has been disappointing for Liverpool.
17 goals, man. Come on. 17 goals. Top scorer in Champions League. What are you saying?
Lord Baron, Sir Dr. Marcus Rashford, MBE, scorer of goals, feeder of children, and all the hungry defenders he said for concessions during matches.
Oh, wow.
But you guys bought all the attacking midfielders available in the league. Enjoy that. I don't know who Joanne is talking about.
Yeah. Don't know.
Liverpool midfielders are just tired and burnt out. That is
true.
They had that easily UEFA Champions League. Suzumu Bachi, in club system, you have to be able to move quickly to maintain his pressing structures. Fact. And age is impacting this Liverpool team in maintaining that. Fact.
Old players. Yeah.
I don't agree with that, but carry on.
Prince AY, it depends on how you define best. Partey is the flywheel, but Odegaard is the crankshaft. Fam, I'm not a mechanic. So I don't know what a crankshaft is, bro. Lewandowski doesn't have the price factor. I think you're talking about effectiveness versus Darwin Núñez. The drop in Salah's function, I feel, is down to overall function of the Scouse. If he's having to press more and provide more of an active threat to create space, he doesn't have the mental space to focus and attack fully.
He was doing that season ago. It's
different. Anderson was the one doing more of the covering for Trent. Salah was not dropping back.
Salah wasn't. Anderson
dropping back. Anderson was the one dropping back to cover for Trent. And even today, Salah created. Salah had an assist today. People are just talking as if Salah is just. Yeah, it's not been fantastic like last season, but he's had 17 goals and maybe like 8 assists. That's not a bad season.
Yeah,
it's just like
that's
my
a
last
good
season
season.
standard.
I think the big problem for Liverpool is that midfield. Like all
the
you have to
midfield.
do to get into Liverpool's midfield is to be human and have
Exactly. You just walk past our midfield.
That's
You're right.
You literally just run through. That's it.
You run through. The midfield is non-existent.
Yeah. As Mubachi, Rashford may not have had the impact of Casemiro or Eriksen, but he's shown up in practically every big game, every big moment he's been needed this season. It's so wild seeing him grow into this. I hear that. I agree with you. I agree with you, Suzumabachi. At best, we get one season out of him. He's more of a glass cannon than RVP, and he's not the same person. RVP could create as well as score. Prime Kane could. This is not Prime Kane. I hear that. I hear that, bro. Harry has Bayern. He will fit in perfectly. I think he will fit in perfectly. But Bayern is not paying 80 million. Bayern is not giving Levy 80 million. They're giving him 40 at best.
See the way they did us with Mane.
Exactly.
35 million.
35, exactly. Salah plays stay forward, drift center in the past seasons. Okay, last Kudos and Donkey of the week. Kudos and Donkey. I really didn't give enough thought to this, but let's start with you, Ola. I think you're the most prepared out of all of us because you got notes and stuff.
I have nothing else to focus on, man. Liverpool are so terrible nowadays. I'm just putting all my energy in things like this. Sheet of paper and answers. Well, my kudos goes to our Nigerian brothers doing very well in Serie A. Victor Osimhen. Yeah. I'm just checking the scores. He scored against today. He's the top scorer today. Yeah.
Okay. Did Lookman play already?
I don't know if they're playing, but Lookman is second top scorer in Serie A at the moment.
Okay.
No way. I'm trying to check the scores.
Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ademola Lookman is second top scorer.
Ademola Lookman. Yep. The same Lookman from everything. The same Lookman. Yeah.
He's the second top scorer behind Osimhen. So just kudos to both of them because I think I saw the stat that no African player has ever been top scorer, has ever won that award in Serie A. So
really,
one of them might do it this season.
Not even George Weah.
Even George Weah, yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised when I saw that. They said no African player. They said that means George Weah never won it, but I don't. But it was like maybe it was what player of the year. So I don't know.
But
I'll check that again. But I saw that they wrote it somewhere that no African player has ever won it. The Serie A top scorer.
Okay. So, all right. Kudos. All right. Shudi, who's your kudos?
My kudos irks me to say this. It touches my stomach, but it's probably Arsenal again as a general. But
don't let me delete you from this podcast, bro.
I'm trying. I didn't come prepared, and that's the first thing that.
What did you do? No way.
I'm just kidding. Okay, go ahead, Chidi. Listen, Arsenal.
It turns my stomach too. It turns my stomach. Trust me. But the thing is this, right? It's like when you look at the team that played against City, for the FA Cup, like this man is managing the heck out of that squad. He knows that he doesn't have any backup in that. Lokonga cannot carry that mid. Lokonga can carry that midfield.
Nah.
Neither can El Neni. He knows all these things. He sees it, and what he's doing is just this man. Like, look, City put in their they put in their full squad. The guy came to conclusion. Look, I'm not here trying to fight. This is not my bat. This is not my fight. I'm just going to come here and show some kind of competitive spirit. Bring my players, go and wrap my players in cotton wool, my party, wrap party up, wrap Saka up, wrap all the people that I know that I cannot do without. And just,
Martinelli.
Let me just get Martinelli. Let me just get this game, finish it in peace and move on, manage. Let's go for the next week. And again, let's keep this momentum going. Like, I just have to give them their kudos, man. I have to.
Yeah. My kudos has to go to Mitoma, man. That boy is a baller. He's a certified. I heard like he did like a thesis, and he wrote his thesis on dribbling because he went to school in some Japanese university, and his I guess degree thesis was in dribbling. His major was in physical education.
Who is Brighton Scouts?
He did like this study where he held a GoPro to his head and he was trying to figure out which dribble moves like gave him the most success. Like, this man literally has a paper on dribbling. and you can see the way, like, this man keeps sending people to the shop, always sending people to Tesco, like, always left and right. That goal today, oh my days, my goodness.
That first
touch was just
have the presence of mind to take a second touch in the box.
Yo, not only the presence of mind, this man had the audacity in front of all the Liverpool legs, all the men, bruh.
Grown men.
That's
the word I was looking for.
Donkey, Trudy, let's start with you.
I didn't come prepared. Let Ola go. Let me think.
Ola, go ahead.
Give me some time. Let me think.
I just quickly say I fact checked that George Weah was never top scorer. He had 11 goals in 95, 13 goals, and then 10 goals. So if Osimhen manages to stay on top, he'll be the first. So that's big achievement. For Osimhen. Donkeys, Liverpool Football Club from top to bottom. None of them is escaping being called donkey. Even from manager to player to owner to LeBron James with his ugly ass looking Liverpool shirt that he launched last week. I don't know what he's thinking. I was thinking I'm going to spend any dollars for him to buy that stupid looking shirt. All of them are getting lashed from me tonight. I have a rant for Liverpool Football Club from all of them, from the owners who thought 4 billion, they bought us for 300 million, and now we're valued over 4 billion. And they still don't want to sell. They want to sell a minority because they want to hold on and keep leeching off us. They are telling us they don't have money to buy a midfielder, and look at these people. They are like the third richest club in the world. We're even ahead of Manchester United. And they're carrying like a trophy. Oh, Liverpool have overtaken Man United on the delayed money league. Where is that money, man? Spend this money for us. What are these guys telling us? And they're telling us now, ask club to the club said, oh, no more signings. So you don't have money, but then you're making money, but you don't want to spend it. Get the hell out of my club, man. Jurgen Klopp himself has made so many mistakes this season. No, I'm not saying he has to be fired, but he has been making mistakes. Selections, we have injuries, but what are you doing, man? Today, he took off our best midfielders and then put Anderson and Fabinho, and immediately the game went to shit straight after. Fabinho, within 2 minutes, would have gotten a red card. Man, the guy went and almost decapitated a player on the pitch. Yes. Even he himself, he was like, man, I'm going to get a red card. You could see the reaction.
The way he raised his hands up, you could tell that he was...
You could tell. Yeah. That's how terrible he was. And who put him on? Klopp. Klopp put him on. This guy has been terrible. And you put him on the pitch to do that nonsense. And then we have players who are better and you are not using them. All of them. Liverpool Football Club, shit from top to bottom. And I agree with Chudi. Chudi saying, we should even go lower than 10th. We don't deserve to be in the top half of the table. We should be like 12th. Not that bad. We should be 12th, 13th. And it's better. Let us finish 12th, 13th so we don't have to go and play Europa or Conference League. Let us just stay and learn how to play football again next season. Let's stay in England so we can learn how to, because all of them are donkeys at the moment. All of them. From top to bottom, all of them are donkeys. That's my rant of the week. Donkeys of the week, Liverpool.
Ola is sounding like Trudy. Ola is sounding like me during the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era.
It has reached that stage. I'm tired. They need flogging. These demons. They are possessed by demons. They need flogging.
My donkey. I don't know if you're ready, Trudy, but I'm ready. Okay, go ahead, Trudy. Go ahead.
So my donkey will be Everton Football Club. And I will first talk about the I think it was when the security, the staff at the stadium, the security people actually advised the owners not to show up for that weekend game. At the board, nobody telling you like we are security, but just for your own safety. I know we are responsible for your safety, but look, we think it's imperative for you not to show up this week because we don't have control of this situation that's happening.
It was that bad.
So it's like, and then these guys, I know Gordon had his disciplinary issues and whatnot, but you guys are going through this during this period, and then you now decide to now go and do charity, go and give 40 million to the Golden to go and sell it to Newcastle again.
I know.
And I heard that he didn't want to show up for training and whatnot. I'm gonna put a gun to that man's head. Are you bad? Like 19, 20, find a way to get him back there. Like he's like, you need all hands on deck. Like what are you guys trying to do? You're gonna get relegated.
Yeah. I know. I think if they were not getting relegated before, now they're even closer.
This is
Sean Dyche. Yeah, underestimating Sean Dyche though.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche.
They're getting Sean Dyche. They're getting. At least he'll stop the bleeding. He'll stop
Sean
the
Dyche
bleeding.
is not no Allardyce. He's not Big Sam. There are people that have talent in this thing. Let me see. I mean, there are people that have talent in this relegation.
I think
Moyes is another person. They have talent. This is what they are known for. Moyes, Big Sam, Rafa Martinez. They shouldn't have let go of Rafa Martinez then.
Benitez.
Benitez will always figure it out. Those are the people that know that relegation. They understand it.
That's true. But I think Sean Dyche can save them from. Wait, did Sean Dyche get relegated with Burnley?
They sacked him before they got relegated. But
I think he would have saved them. I think he would have saved them.
No, he wouldn't have. They were going down. It was destiny. Let's behave ourselves. It was destiny.
Yeah, mine was Everton too. But I think mine was more specifically the fans of Everton because the way they were harassing. Yeah, I mean, it's because of them that security people told the board not to show up. Like, bruh, they're gonna get y'all. Like,
as a fan, you don't go harass. What would you have done? What would you have done?
No, though. But being violent.
Therapist. I had a therapist that was working with me. You won't harass?
No, violence is not excuse, man.
Let's take all these. Let's take this comment before we call it a day. I said we go riot. Pate is the tomato in puree. Is the tomato puree in the jollof and Odegaard is the seasoning. Prince why is starting again now. Joannu says Caicedo is coming. Listen, Caicedo is not coming anywhere. Lock it. Brighton should lock the gate and don't. They should. I mean, okay, I take my opinion back. This guy has to be permanently man through it all. I think he's talking to you, Judy.
Yeah.
I want him for United. Oh, I think he's talking about Mitoma. So Zumabachi is talking about Mitoma.
We don't need another winger now.
Yeah.
Do we?
I don't think so, honestly. No. I need a number 9.
Yes.
His and ETH's brains combined to form Bolton for United. The ball did not touch the ground. Talking about Mitoma. Oga Kwame, is Ericsson okay? I heard he walked out of the stadium in crutches. We don't know how long he's going to be out. The coach said he has to have an MRI scan tomorrow, because the swelling has to go down before they do the scan.
Yeah.
That's Klopp's plan. Y'all don't know. Long games. Suck it up this season. Buy new midfielders in the summer. Win another title with no cups.
You like to think there's a deep line. There's no deep angle to this thing.
There's no spiritual.
There's no deep angle.
And said, Sean Dyche is not well versed enough in the dark arts. Really? I thought. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. What's the name of that old West Brom coach? Oh, I know who he's talking about.
Is it Bilic? Not Bilic, no?
No, it's not Bilic. It's not Simon Bilic. No. Oh, I forget.
Not Hudson. Roy Hudson, no? Because he likes relegation battles too.
Hudson is a good relegation guy. Yeah. Donkey of the week is Pep.
She's probably thinking either Big Sam. It has to be Big Sam.
Maybe because Big Sam coached West Brom, right?
Yeah, Big Sam but he took them down. But he took them down.
He took them down. That is true. Was that his first relegation though?
Yeah, that was his first relegation. Yeah.
Donkey of the week is Pep, small play, and he brought the entire
cavalry.
Warnock.
Warnock too. Yeah.
Okay, guys, it has been another good show. Thank you guys in the comments for making it lively. Thank you to Ola again. Thank you for that, bro. That rant. Listen, I'm going to tell EJ to clip that rant.
It was therapeutic. It was good therapy for me. I needed to get it off my
chest. Bro, I understand you. Trust me. I was there 2 years ago. Where you are right now, I was there 2 years ago with Ola.
I totally get you.
But thank you for coming, Ola, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
Chudi, thank you, bro.
Thank you for
thank you for your insight. Thank you for your input. I think we have one more comment. The perennial car interview. I remember that.
Harry
Redknapp. But yes, guys, follow us on social media if you like our content. On YouTube, we are Footy Fantasy. On Twitter, we're also Footy Fantasy, and on Instagram, I think we're Fantasy Footy as well. Share this video, like it. And there are also we also like post like clips of these videos. That way, if you don't have time to watch, a whole 1 hour 20 minutes, you can watch important parts. But it's been another good one, guys. Have a good week, and we are out.
Thank you.
All right.